Yeah, so today's session is about cultivating awareness. So we all as a community have been meditating for quite some time now, and folks are at different level with their meditation experiences. Some people have been able to tap into more deeper experiences. Some people are still, trying to get to focus. So everybody is at a different level, and there's no right or wrong way, or there's no milestone markers who's further ahead or behind or but the core of every meditation brings us to awareness. And my intention in December was, I created a Thursday special session because I used to work with GRN Studio, and I was, the commute was too long for me. And I thought, okay, I will stop working with GRN and I'll have this time slot that I have been doing for a while. So let me repurpose it. And also some folks from India were saying if they can have a session in their early morning. So I thought, okay, let me have this session, but I wanted to create this session different than what our regular guided meditation session is. And my intention behind was, guidance, music, and all that we do in our regular sessions is great. But it's still like, I feel like it's like crutches. My guidance is there and the music is there, and your thoughts are not allowed to stray, and you are following my commentary, and then that's how we are going into those deeper states. And that's a great start for any newbie, like when we are learning to bike or cycling experience, we need those training wheels. So I would say is think of that Saturday session as a training wheel session, where we have those training wheels and we are able to go and tap into deeper. But as we move ahead, we need to cultivate this muscle on a regular basis so that we can have access to that deeper state of mind anywhere and everywhere we want, so that we can have that access of that deep wisdom where we tap into those Saturday sessions during our waking state, during our conversations at office, during the time when we are interacting with our family, and when the chaos really hits the roof, right? So, and there were various ways I was thinking, like, how will I be able to bring folks into a deeper experience? So last year I attended 10-day silent Vipassana retreat, and in that I was able to, like, every day, it used to be a practice, and some of you already know about, you attended my last session and you know about my Vipassana journey. But I was like, what can I bring from that experience into for the community that can help? And on my flight back, I added this Thursday session. I created the Eventbrite and everything, and I'll see how I thought, okay, we'll see how we roll. But on my flight back from Miami, I came across an article, and the article was called Naked Awareness. So it was so beautiful. It How it popped up on my screen and how I got my hands onto that article was also amazing. And this article was written by Edred, and it said Naked Awareness, and it got my attention when I read the word awareness, and I was like really blown away by how simply they explained awareness in it, and what is the reason why we meditate, like, and how to even meditate. So I was really blown away with this article, and that's the essence of that article that I want to bring in here, so that we all can grow in our meditation journey and grow from there. So what I have today is I have some presentation, because I cannot think through if I don't have a slide deck. That's my corporate background. So I have some presentation. We'll do a presentation, then we'll do a practical exercise. And then we'll do a metta exercise. Metta is like loving kindness, which I learned from Vipassana. So we'll go into that. And then we'll open the circle for group discussion or sharing. But as I'm going through the presentation, if you think there's a really burning question, leave it in the chat so that you don't lose that question. And if that question doesn't derail me too much from my presentation, then I will take it. Otherwise, we will park it for at the end of the session, or if we need another session, then we'll host that. So sounds good? Awesome. Okay, so let's start with this question. Are you aware? And do you know that you are aware? Or if anybody, maybe a couple of folks, if you want to, come on screen or unmute and tell me, what does awareness mean to you and what do you think? Are you aware? Who would like to go first? Be brave. It's okay. It's all of us. If you say there's something wrong, doesn't matter. Prem?
Yes. So being aware, is it a question?
Yeah. Are you aware? Are we aware? What do you
Not
think?
consistently, but
Hmm.
often I can be aware of my thoughts and my presence, where I'm sitting, what I'm seeing,
Hmm.
and there are occasions which I'm not completely aware of, and then I bring back the attention again, come back to awareness.
Hmm.
So
And when,
basically, where I'm able to trace where my attention is at any given time if I just sit back and look at it.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Most lately, it's been very often, but still not fully in
mm,
24/7, I would say.
yeah, I understand what you're saying. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there anybody who thinks that they're not aware? Or raise your hand or just give me
I
a look.
am. Most of the time, like, you focus on things that you want to focus on, and then everything else shuts off. So that happens a lot.
Hmm. That happens a lot, that you're not aware or you're aware
That I'm not aware.
that you're
Like,
not aware.
what are the things? What are the other things that are going on? Uh, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So I feel like we are all aware. We are all aware. It And what is awareness is help us define what is, if, and we'll come back to this question, are we aware or not? So what is awareness? Let's first try to understand what is awareness. And so awareness is not some super high cosmic state of um, like boom, like, it will just blow up our minds. It's a very ordinary mundane awareness that we have right now, and we use it every day, right, while doing regular things. So like Ashu, you said you are not aware, and that could be like you're not aware of what's going on around you because you're aware of something else. You're so focused in work that everything else shuts off, or you're so focused in something else, that rest everything fades away. So you are aware. It cannot be that we are not aware. We are always aware. And we are aware when we are watching TV, and we are aware of all that is going on in the screen, and then we mute off everything that is going on in the background. So we are aware. Anytime we are awake, we are aware. So, but it's the matter of where we are focusing our attention of. We are aware of this part or that part or that part, or when we are in a room full of conference room, when somebody is talking, either sometimes we become aware of the person who's the speaker, then we move our attention and we may become aware of what's on the screen. We may become aware of what other person might be thinking, but our awareness is always hopping on from one place to the other. So we're always aware. And how what is awareness is basically our senses, how our senses are moving from one information to the other. And sometimes we're aware of the external world, and sometimes we're aware of, oh, that person is talking and how is it making me feel, like how Prem, you said, like aware internally, being present, like how am I feeling from how am I perceiving that. Then we are aware of our own perceptions, sometimes more deeper, but we are always aware. So we are also aware when we are daydreaming, right? We are daydreaming, we are lost in our thoughts. We are not aware about what's going on in the world around us, but we are aware of what's going on. So the gist that I'm trying to make is that we are always aware. We are aware when we are sleeping. We are aware of our dreams, and we are might be in some other woo woo la la land, but we are there, and our awareness, our consciousness is in that moment, in that place and time. unaware of what is going on here, but aware of something else. So that's how our awareness works, always moving from one place to the other, always, focusing on different things. Only exceptions of not being aware is like when we are on the fourth stage of sleep, which is also called oblivion, or if we zonk out due to a anesthetic applied on us, and then we don't have any sense of what is happening around us, like the no memory time, like a movie reel, it's cut from two places and then joined, and we don't know where the middle part went and what happened to us, so there's just no memory. So those are the kind of scenarios when we can say that, yeah, we are not being aware, but rest of the scenarios we are aware, but aware of different things, not aware of everything, but wherever our consciousness is traveling, taking us, wherever it's focusing, that's what we are aware of. Sounds good? So if I ask everyone, just close your eyes quickly and think of what you had for dinner yesterday. Where were you? What were you eating? What was on your plate? How was the environment around you? And now open your eyes. Everybody got a scene. Everybody saw what they ate, right? So you being aware of a memory in your mind is also awareness, right? Now your awareness went internal. And your awareness went internal and it went through the archives of the memories. And then it said, oh, I'm right here. Make sense? And when we are closing our eyes, when we close our eyes, when our eyes are closed and we see just black, then also we are aware. We are aware of the black field, though we may not see anything. Okay, so why am I discussing all of this, and why and how is it relevant to whatever we do? Is because a lot of people have wrong notions about meditation, and this I've seen since last 2 years of my journey being a meditation coach. And people say, oh, we have to meditate because we have to be somewhere, or we have to go tap into this, or we have to tap into that, or there could be n number of reasons why you meditate. But meditation is actually about awareness, and a lot of people don't even try to meditate, and or tap into the benefits of meditation because they have wrong notions about meditation. So what is meditation? Meditation is basically, in simple words, awareness of awareness, right? Think about it. Awareness of your own awareness. You being aware of where is my awareness. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. I don't want you guys to sleep. Okay. So yeah, so awareness of being of your own awareness. In meditation, you don't have to worry about what you're aware of. When we meditate, what is coming up? Oh, you become aware of the nature of awareness itself. So it's like when you've closed your eyes and you're sitting in that meditation, oh, what am I aware of? I'm aware of this. I'm aware of right now Sarika talking. I'm aware of where my mind is going. I'm aware of some office thought that might be coming, or I'm aware of something else that I have to do. Oh, I'm aware of this. So become an observer. Rather than getting sucked into where your awareness is going, you just become an observer, and you observe yourself, and you're aware of your awareness. Where is it taking you? Does that make sense? So the common denominator of all our human experiences, everything that we experience in life, is our awareness, is our focus going from one spot to the other spot to the other things, happy moments to bad moments to everything to, it's just our awareness traveling from one thing to another. And awareness can be equated with consciousness. So consciousness is a deeper topic, and I want to start with basic awareness. Is like, that's what awareness is. So now do we understand? Does everybody in the group understand? I'll take a pause here and let me know what are your thoughts so far.
the I think sometimes you get attached with the word awareness. I'm thinking, is awareness the same as mindfulness? Is awareness the same as consciousness? So, or maybe it is that it's like I think I'm attaching more meaning to the word awareness than, is that the same thing? Because awareness and cannot be the same as mindfulness, because when you're saying you're just aware of what is happening. So I could be eating food, but I'm thinking about something else, but I'm just aware of that thought at that time. Is that right? Like I'm not sure if I'm understanding or I'm not understanding. Am I right that you're saying that if I am eating food but I'm thinking about something else, then I'm aware of the thought that is coming into my mind?
So when you're eating food and you're thinking about something else, and then when if you take a pause in that moment, what am I aware of right now? Oh, I'm aware of this thought of something else, that I'm actually there in my awareness. I'm not here, right?
Correct. Not
And that,
mindful.
yeah,
It doesn't.
mindfulness and awareness can be awareness of awareness is mindfulness.
Right.
So when you're aware of what am I aware of is mindfulness. Any other questions or any other thoughts or anything that may come up?
And is consciousness and awareness the same, or can they be used interchangeably, or because we see those words being used in different contexts? So confused.
Yeah. So consciousness is a bigger topic, and consciousness has many facets to it. Consciousness could be universal consciousness. Consciousness could be, individual consciousness. So that's why I'm not going into consciousness so much, but it kind of have that intent. So in us, if I talk about individual consciousness, that's awareness, right? Your individual awareness.
Right.
And that's what it is doing. Our consciousness is traveling from one place to another, from right now here in this session, then wherever our consciousness is, whatever we are focusing on is the kind of that awareness. But being aware of your awareness, consciousness is more like awareness of your awareness, like you conscious of that, right? So in a way, yeah. But consciousness is much vast topic. Like Shiva is known as consciousness, whole Brahman is there is universal consciousness. So there are like n number of tangents we can go with consciousness, so that's why.
And awareness can be like body awareness or mind awareness, right? Because the sensations, the physical sensations, we are aware from a bodily perspective, and the thoughts and emotions are more like mental awareness. So it can have like various types.
Yeah. So yeah, so if you just sit and close your eyes and you say, "Oh, I'm focusing on my body right now, and I'm go internally or externally," or if you're looking yourself in the mirror and and then you think, "What am I aware of?" I'm aware of looking into myself and or looking at my body. Then you are aware of your body, right? But yeah, so I don't know if that makes sense, but is that what you asked?
Yeah. It's a very broad term. So,
Yeah.
so
But we'll get there. It's not a one day thing that we'll crack the code, but it's like step by step. It will build up and it'll bring more clarity. So the so the part of you that even is wondering that do I know that am I aware or not is being aware, So the moment then when you wonder, am I aware right now? What am I aware about right now? I'm focusing on the screen, I'm listening to this. That's what I'm aware of. And the silent part in you, the observer that's observing you yourself is in a way, you being aware of yourself, aware of your awareness. So I know it's kind of tricky topic, but yeah. So how do you know that you are aware, right? So let's see. Let's dig into that. Yeah, so it's not like how I said, it's not so much about what you are thinking, right? Or where your mind goes, but it's the observer of where the mind goes. It's becoming conscious of the process, how the mind is traveling into different places. So what I would say is like just close your eyes. Everybody, let's just do a, now this is our practical part. So just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale through your mouth with a sigh. Take another deep breath in through your nose. And exhale from your mouth with a sigh. And let's take another deep breath in through your nose. And exhale from your mouth with a sigh. Just become aware. See what comes up for you. What happens? Ask yourself, what happens the moment I become aware that I'm aware? What are you aware of? Where is that awareness going? What happens the moment I become aware that I am aware? Just become an observer. Become aware of your awareness. There's no right way or wrong way to do this. Just becoming aware of your own awareness is all it takes. Where is my awareness hopping? Maybe it's just staying here with me. It's not going anywhere. Maybe it's just looking into the black screen behind my eyes. Or maybe it's just hopping from one thought to the other. Just become aware of that awareness. The deeper you go, the better you understand yourself. Just coming back to observing our awareness. The witness in you, just silently witnessing our own mind screen and all that goes on the screen. Becoming aware of your own awareness. And coming back to the question, what am I aware about right now? Just the watcher. Now gently open your eyes and come back to the session. So some of me might already be clear about our awareness. Some may still be wondering. Any thoughts where we are?
Are we aware during our sleep?
Say that again.
Are we aware during our sleep? Can we say we are aware during our sleep?
Now we are aware as we are going into our sleep, then our awareness shifts from this state into our internal dream state, and then we are aware of what's going on in our dreams. Then we are aware when we're traveling, wherever our consciousness is going, or awareness is traveling. but we are not aware during a deep sleeps, the fourth stage of sleep. That's not when we are aware, because then it's just shuts off or we have no memory of it. So most of the times for till very, very deep sleep, and not everybody goes and taps into that deep sleep state every night. Some people are just on the surface levels, the sleepers, and some people do get to go very deep. But we are aware. So we may not remember our thoughts, but when we are having them, we are aware of those thoughts.
The same thing applies for anesthesia also, right?
Yeah.
It puts a person into deep sleep and they can't remember, and
Yeah.
awareness shuts off during those times.
Yeah. Is the mind is turned off then. So are we clear about what is awareness? Like everybody got an essence of how our awareness was? Were you able to observe your own awareness? Cool. Is there anybody who wasn't able to understand or tap into that when we went into small meditation? Everybody did. Okay. Cool. So meditation starts with identifying what is awareness and then becoming directly aware of that awareness. Right? So this is the gist of meditation. And the more we meditate, the more we are becoming mindful or aware of our own awareness. And when we are in that meditation, or when we are closing with our eyes closed, or even when we are just like, we become more aware, and by directly knowing that, right? By having multiple experiences like these through meditation, we become a knower of our own brain patterns, our own thoughts, our own that what actually is made up, what actually is um, mind chatter versus the reality, what actually are our fears, what are actually our insecurities versus the reality, the truth. uh, what are our triggers, how somebody is doing and how suddenly we are reacting to it. What am I? The moment you become aware of your awareness, and the more we practice this muscle, the more it becomes stronger, is like, and then you will be just so aware in any chaotic situation, is like, oh, this is coming. Okay, how am I behaving? How am I internally? Where is my awareness right now? Oh, actually, when somebody is saying something, I'm aware of my own fears. I'm perceiving them as this, or I am afraid that they might just, whatever the situation is, like they are doing this to hurt me or whatever. And then we become very, very aware of a lot of other things, that the meanings that we attach to the situation or the thing. So that's how meditation and mindfulness helps us in our daily lives. It lessens our reactivity to situations. It brings us to that grounded place from where we know everything is all right, and maybe it's nothing to, like, I don't need to go in fight or flight stage, right? So yeah. So cultivating awareness is like a muscle, like I said, and the more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. And this is just a starting point, like what we are doing today, or how, and the magic awaits beyond this. And as we cultivate awareness, something starts to shift internally. Like I said, like we become aware of our thought patterns, how many lies we say internally to ourselves, whether they're true or not. How many stories we make up, the meaning of the situations that we give automatically based on our limited knowledge that we have, but we make up those situations internally like this is the truth, and we don't have no idea about what's on the other end, or how much junk that we carry inside. So that's what happens when we become mindful. We become aware of our fears, our limited thinking, our mindset. So, yeah. And the more we become aware, and the more we start to not react to those, and rather than just become an observer of that, we start becoming freer. It's like there's a freedom that awaits, freedom from our own mind, freedom to see the truth and the clarity of situation, and freedom, because I have understood this, that universe is always here to serve us. Everything is always working out in our favor. It's the meaning that we give to things, and we become our own blocks, and we put our mind in between, and our thinking in between, and our perception in between, and we sabotage our own, maybe success, maybe the thing that universe has to offer, or the clarity that the universe is providing to us, or the path that it has waved for us. So yeah, so that in that way we start becoming freer the more we become into an observer mode. And here is the article. I know I sent it on the WhatsApp group, but I wasn't sure how many of you read it, so I wanted to make sure that we all go through it together. So the purpose of meditation is to make the enlightened state more available in our daily lives. The enlightened state of being aware of our awareness. What this means for each individual can vary. It could support a more grounded sense of yourself, or an emptied out ego, free of encrusted binding elements that limit your options. It could help to dissolve away your sense of separation and duality, or help to create a fresh, open awareness like Zen or New Mind. Like, it could diminish the fear you have and help to open your heart towards others. It could help to free you from your reactivity and being at the effect of situations. Like, we're always playing the victim mode. This happened to us. This is what. So once we become aware of our awareness, how is it making us feel? What are we feeling in the moment right now? What are we thinking? Where is our awareness going right now? There's a sense of groundedness, and we become more receptive to the world. Sometimes through that clarity, or through that, even by consistently doing this, there comes a time, or you cultivate that muscle so much that you're able to see through people, that you're able to see through why other person is reacting like this. And sometimes the reason behind their reaction, and you say, it's okay, there's a reason behind this. They are doing this from the place of lack, or they're doing this from whatever insecurity. And then you are able to serve them better. Not like I have to show you that now I've got your nerve, but there's a sense of compassion, that I understand, I see you, and here is how I can serve you. Yeah, it could help you have vivid connection to the truth, to the ultimate reality, to the absolute, or to God. And who is God, and what is the truth? So when we go and tap into this inner self, we become the observers of our own awareness. It's the more deeper we go, there's a place of wisdom within us. Everyone. It's nothing like it's only limited to some yogis or saints. We all have that inner core of that place of wisdom, or that place of truth. And then we start to operate from that place of truth. And that's the experience of, I feel, is the experience of understanding God, or understanding the absolute, that we all internally are gods. There's nobody outside. We have all those elements of divinity, of wisdom, of higher knowledge within us. And then you tap into that knowledge or wisdom, and that's where you operate from. And the world is a beautiful place. You bring harmony in places, you bring, joy to the world. You can see through the illusions of everyone that we have created, and just because you stay in your center and you can see through it, you know it could take you out of your false identifications. It could blow your mind with joy, rapture, and enthralling beauty. That's so true. Like, if you learn to sit in that awareness, even for some few, like every day you cultivate that muscle a little bit more, it's like you're tapping into the well of love and joy within. It's like all inside us. It will certainly eliminate some unnecessary suffering. Suffering, I feel, is all mind created. Everything is mind created, and there are situations in life that happens, and if we can see through those situations as just that they are, um, there's no bad about it. And if I think the more we do this, the more we can see the reasons or the opportunities behind the difficult situations, or the blessings in the difficult things that have been provided to us, or how the path through that, or why we were, why we are in that situation, or how we can get out of it, or how we can make peace with it. So all of that comes with by becoming aware of our awareness, and that unnecessary suffering that the mind makes, the noise that mind makes, just kind of falls apart. Because so it could give you a clear, open connection to your creative abilities, is that if that is where you're headed. Yeah, I've seen so many people, like Mohit is on this path, I know, and so many people, like, once you become connected to your inner self so much, it's like whatever it's guiding you to do it. Some people just feel like making music. Like Mohit is writing poetry these days, and I'm blown away with all his poems. So so it's like all of that, the juice of life just flows, it just flows automatically, and your mind is not there to obstruct it, to judge it. It's just that it when it flows, it pours, it's just pouring out from you, and you just go with that flow. So it can wake you up from your waking dream and can help you live in the present, vividly aware in the moment. You're able to enjoy each moment more deeply. You are not lost like our robotic lives, right? We wake up, we go to thing, and we have no clue of where life is headed or what we do. And, so you're just so present in every moment that it's like you really living life, juicing life. Yeah. So these are some of the benefits that meditation could provide. What you get out of it depends on a lot of factors that you carry into it. So there could be n number of ways we can use meditation, right? We use meditation for manifestation, and that's where we take our awareness into, to give our mind the future manifested state, and we're taking our awareness that, or whatever intentions we hold. Sometimes we have to resolve something from the past, and we take our awareness back into the past. Or so what we get out of it all depends upon the intentions we hold for that. And although our essence is the same, like we all are same at the core we are all love, right? But each of us is in a unique condition of life. Everybody's situation is different, and everybody's environments are different. And we will each get out of it what is right for us. So through it all, meditation has an element of experimentation. And I can't emphasize more on this, is like everything that I've read in spirituality or through my last 12-13 years of research and exploration, all of this, is every concept that I read or learned, I just experimented with this. Like, I don't know where we'll go. We'll see where it takes us. Let me just experiment with it. Is it true or not? So anything, like, if you just listen and take my word for it, doesn't make sense. You need to apply it in your life and see, does it work or not work? And that's the real essence of experimentation, right? That's what they say about both Buddha and Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva was the one who was sitting listening to Buddha giving all the lessons, and those who became Buddha were the ones who applied it in the teachings of Buddha. They took it and they applied it, and they said, oh, it works. And that's how they reached enlightenment or awakening, or yeah, whatever. So right, so we engage in these practices and see where they take us without any expectation. Now, let me see where we go. This says so, but does it work for me? Let's try. So where to start? There is an entry point that is same for all of us. The entry point in the core activity of meditation is becoming directly aware of awareness. By doing this, we develop access to very essence of our conscious experience, to life's events and meanings. We cultivate naked awareness so that pure, here and now awareness becomes familiar and accessible part of our daily lives. And by practicing this muscle, the more you cultivate it, it's like every moment of your life is like a meditation. You're so aware of what is going on internally that you don't need to meditate then after some time. Like, so I do not meditate as much, and I feel like I'm just so mindful with the so many years of practice, consistent practice, and I'm always reading this content and I'm always listening to something. So it's like now second nature. It's like back of the mind. I'm always aware. What am I aware of? And it just becomes your nature automatically. And there's less reactivity to situation. I still react when my kids or my teenagers, do something. I'll still do, and sometimes I'll just do things out of fun because otherwise life gets boring. But you're still aware, so yeah. So that place of groundedness is there in every experience where you go. Okay, so with that, before we go into our question and answer round or a group discussion round, I will introduce you all to metta. We sort of do it in our Trinity meditation that we do on Saturdays, but this one is a little different. So close your eyes, everyone, and place your hands on your heart. And take a deep breath in. And let's bring all of humanity, all of sentient beings, the whole of planet Earth, and the whole of universe in our hearts. And just say that I take this moment now to dedicate my practice and any improvements or any benefit that I've got from this lesson to all beings. Open your heart and send your love to all beings that exist. May everyone benefit from the wisdom of these teachings. May everyone be able to rise higher than their minds. And I share my peace, my love, and the wisdom that I've gained so far with all of the sentient beings everywhere. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And open your eyes. Yeah, by dedicating our practice, or by sharing this, our peace with others, not only opens our heart, but also prevents us from becoming too self-centered, that we just want us to grow and only I want to be happy. So as we grow, we help others grow. And the moment we bring this exercise and we share this practice, with everyone, just even in our heart when we are sending those blessings out. Yeah, it's yeah, it kind of keeps the ego in check. But yeah, that's all I have for today. So I'll stop sharing here. And I open the session for anything that may have come up for you. And how was it? Any feedback for me or in general for the session?
See, for me, when we did the first session, so for me, the awareness came out to be alive in this moment, right? So my heartbeat, my breathing. So is it right? I mean, am I getting it right? Is it also the part of the awareness?
Say that again. What came? So where did your awareness go? What were you aware of?
I'm aware that I'm alive in this moment, you know. So this is what it told me that
Yeah. Yeah. There's no right or wrong way. Wherever, whatever your awareness is making you aware of.
nothing else came in my mind. The only thing which was repeatedly coming is we
Yeah.
all are alive.
And that's a higher wisdom thought, right? That we are all alive, and good that you were not, oh, what I have to do about work tomorrow. And that's why I found this practice so profound. Like I was on the flight and I was saying, okay, let me just see, what am I aware of? What am I aware of? Okay. I'm aware of all the noises on the plane. I'm aware of my breathing. I'm aware of nothing. My thoughts are not going anywhere. I'm just here. Oh, I'm aware of nothing. What is nothing? And now I'm aware of nothing. So it just kept going deeper and deeper and deeper. And it was just so
It
profound
gets
for me.
in,
Yeah.
it gets into a stillness, isn't it? Is there some sort of a silence and stillness and
I don't know.
nothing?
You tap into that stillness so quicker. And in our Saturday sessions, we go through that long route of doing this, the Trinity meditation, and then we are in that stillness. It's another experience. That
Yeah.
is a more, I don't say that these two are the same experiences. It's a different experience of a meditation, and this is a totally different experience of meditation.
I do agree that the Saturday meditations, they're again some different, but here, because when you're more aware, I don't know if there is any, the thoughts become less and less. Like you're more aware of the thoughts that are coming in, and you don't want to go anywhere. The silence is what you seek. Like, you're not trying to think of this thing happening and that happening, and then you're not, that whole visualization of things is not there, and you're just, I and I think now, eh, maybe it is how I'm changing, but coming to that 0 point is easier, and you're more aware of the thoughts and you catch yourself more easily, and then you don't want that thought. It's not like you're stopping or punishing yourself, but you're just like, I don't want that thought. I want that silence that was there that I really enjoyed. I don't know if that makes sense. Like before, I used to feel, oh my god, just cannot sit and meditate. Why am I thinking of this thing? But now it is not like that. As it's growing, I'm like, I just love that thought of silence, and the chatter just becomes less and less. Yeah, this was very different. I mean, it was different, and I enjoyed it.
Mm. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Yeah, you're right. Everything is right. And I
Yeah,
loved it.
what we did today seems to be more direct path to that stillness. Yeah, rather than a gradual process like we do on Saturday. This is much quicker and direct, and you directly tap into that. Thing. I have a question. I don't know. It might be beyond the scope of today's session, but where do we get our thoughts from? Like, because sometimes I feel my thoughts come from my own conditioning, but sometimes I get this sudden flashes of insight. I don't know where it comes from. Do they get planted from my own conditioning, or I mean, as I keep reading some spiritual literature, I feel like the thoughts can come from different place, different dimension, or whatever you call it. Yeah, I know it's a deep question, but something I wanted to discuss with you maybe in a different session.
Yeah, we are in a pool of energy. Like we're surrounded with information. I don't know if you were there when I did an NLP session, neuro
No.
linguistic programming. Okay. I spoke about that in that, like, the amount of data that we are surrounded with, we may not be conscious about it, but there are like, I don't know what, 2.5 billion bits of information, and our brain, through our senses, just filters out 0.2% of that information and brings it to our awareness.
So we are tuned to a certain frequency. You're saying every person's brain is only tapping into certain frequency, and only because the person's thoughts seem to be pretty repetitive, right? They seem to follow a certain pattern, and it's very hard to break out of that
Yeah.
conditioned pattern and think differently, like think like you, or think like my friend.
Yeah, so to your first question, there could be n number of things that could be going around internally within you, your the information stored in your DNA, the emotion stored in your subconscious from right from the time when you took birth. There's like so much of data in us, right? So all the things that you've gone through in your life, the movies that you've seen, the thing, like, consciously you may not be aware when you're walking on the road, there are like, you're picking up on things constantly. Somebody who was in this room, who came here, who sat down and he left, their energy is still lingering around. And if they had some trigger thought about something that they were carrying, they left that imprint in here, and it's all in that space, and we can just pick it up like that. So, and might be thinking like, oh, why am I feeling like this? I don't know. There could be, like, you cannot contemplate about or pinpoint that there's this reason. There could be n number of reasons. Like I said, this I don't know how many billion bits of information that we are floating in, and only very tiny 0.2% of information is that our senses are able to perceive. Anything more than that might be just overwhelming. Or so we only take the information that we need for our survival. And sometimes we get information based on where we are supposed to go, or in, or the path or whatever. So it could be higher level, it could be from our past lives, it could be your ancestors, it could be n number of things. So I would say it's like a very vast topic. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a vast topic, because when we pray or seek guidance from higher power, right, God or source, so essentially we are asking for some guidance from a different level, right? So something which I'm not able to comprehend and provide a solution for, but I'm seeking something from a higher power. So how do those thoughts get implanted in my mind? So that, because sometimes I get some flashes of insight which is not normal to me. I'm like, where did this thought come from? I mean, I haven't been, like, when I'm brushing my teeth or taking a walk. So it feels very strange. Where do these thoughts come from?
Yeah. And it's good to be aware of your own, like, yeah, well, I wonder where do these thoughts come from. And but yeah, it's like, so at least in terms of the levels of mind, right? We have a conscious mind that is aware of these thoughts. Then there's a subconscious, which is holding all the memories and data from the past.
Mm,
And then there's a super conscious mind, which is called a God mind, or so, and we're connected.
mm.
So in that super conscious is where everybody's connected, in that realm where everything is just one. So it's like, yeah, you can't comprehend or put, but see, so when we pray, to that point that you made, was when we pray, it's like we are giving direction to a subconscious that this is the information that I'm looking for. And then it goes out and searches for throughout the data field about what is relevant. And similarly, like when we do a past life regression or the past this thing, we go into the archives of our memories in the past, and then we see what does it, how is it related to my situation right now. Or when we go into manifestation or future life potential, then we go into all the future probabilities, and then we try to tap into it. And so we are giving those insights to our conscious mind, and aligning our conscious subconscious with our aligning our subconscious with a conscious vision that we hold, or the conscious clarity that we need. So I'm glad that, yeah, but you said it right, it's the direct path to that stillness.
Yeah, it's more direct. Yeah, I think once we taste this, you feel like doing this more.
Right? Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Shweta, how was your experience, or Priyanka, Saujanya? Any thoughts? Or Ashu, anybody else?
I don't know. I mean, from my perspective, it felt like I dozed off in between.
Yeah, we saw that.
So that was.
That's
So I
okay.
don't,
We'll get tired.
it was meditation. It was like.
Nap
Uh,
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
for me, I think Sarika was the same. Like when I closed the eyes and with the thought of awareness, it was like first I could hear all the sounds around me. And then as you start going inside, then you were having not sound, but some thoughts, like, like you could feel the pain and, in the body, different things. And then the next level it went in, you started feeling that coldness and the sensation, like you really went into like stop hearing the sound and are in the meditation state probably. So, and like probably the things that I remember, these are the awareness that was happening at that time, right? So it's going in the meditation state. So starting from sound, then going deeper, 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 and then there's just the whole, of course, the focus on the chakra, and then you go into the black spot. So it was a really great feeling. And yeah, I mean, thinking in a different perspective from awareness, and then you're thinking, okay, what is actually happening? Otherwise, you just do it. You don't think like, what are you being aware of right now? But maybe you are still getting aware. But thank you. It was like great session. Definitely.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm amazed you were aware of all the places where your awareness went, and yeah, how it traveled. That's really cool. And that's what it is. Like each one of us will have a different experience because of, our awareness is wherever they go. So no experience can be the same. But all right, folks, I think we are above time. So that's about it for today. And I look forward to the next week's session. And I will see who all can actually make it to the next session if this was helpful. And maybe I'll try to have less of commentary and more of direct experience, like longer one. So, but I wanted to give the background on. So I hope that helped.
I'll just say one more thing but when you do a guided meditation, you have to flow with the flow of what the person is saying, right? Or you feel like you missed out on, or you say, and I've done a lot of guided meditation, mostly guided meditation, I would say, than doing on my own. But here you can take your own time to be where you are. So it's like, it's a self-paced in some ways, because if somebody else is saying, oh, you visualize this, and then you are here, and then you see this, and then maybe you want to stay there longer. Maybe you want that thing to be there longer, but they have already moved. So I think this is one more thing that is good, is that it's more self-paced. You can be where you are at what pace you are. That's one thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would say it's like experiment with this, anytime when you have or whenever you're doing something, like, what am I aware of right now? And become aware of your own awareness. What am I aware of? And then just see. I've been like, since last 2 days, I've been practicing this anywhere and everywhere. I'm like, okay, let me try that out. What am I aware of right now? And suddenly it just comes to the stillness, and I'm so excited. I was just so excited about this. Like I said, okay, forget about what I was planning for Thursdays. This is what I want the group to experience. So I'm so glad you all made it. Awesome. All right, folks.
Thanks.
All
Bye.
right. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you,
bye.
Sarika.
Hey, Sarika, thank you.
Thank you.